Nevertheless, Rebecca was almost certain that it was a gunshot that had awakened her now, as she lay stiffly in the bed in the room without outlets. She tried to look at her watch, but it was a small, flat gold watch, like a superannuated dime, that her parents had given her when she married, as though her marriage was a retirement of some kind. It had the initials RWS on the back, what her mother called her new monogram, although Rebecca had never changed her name. Still, she had great sentimental attachment to the watch, mainly because of her father, who had selected it and had taken an enormous amount of pleasure in giving it to her. "That's a beauty," he said when she removed it from the mahogany box. "It's not waterproof," her mother added. Under the best of conditions, it was a difficult watch to read. Never mind now, in a bedroom fringed with large pine trees, and with the heavy cloud cover of a muggy May night, a thunderstorm moving in overhead. The room was so dark you could not see your hand in front of you. To test this, Rebecca held her hand in front of her, where it glimmered whitely, faintly. She could see it, but just barely. She was not sleeping soundly in the strange bed, which had a well in the center into which she fell whenever she rolled over, a well like the one used for drainage along the side of the road. Rebecca still didn't know the name of the road the cottage was on. It was the second right off 547, that's all she knew. Then the driveway past the pump house. What did the pump house pump? She had said it aloud as she turned in. No answer. Who lives in a house on a road whose names she does not know? Who moves into a place she has seen only in flattering photographs on the internet? It reminded her of what she had heard a woman telling a friend at the next table when she was waiting to have lunch with an art book editor. "You walk in and you can't pick them out at the bar because they look nothing like their picture on the website," the woman had said. Nothing, not a thing. The cottage was the real estate version of online dating, built atop lies, leading downhill to disenchantment, or capitulation. "We were so happy here," the owner had said in an email, attaching a photo of two men with their arms around one another in front of a large tree. They were so happy here, and then they left and took all the comfortable furniture with them and replaced it with bits and pieces from the Salvation Army. A true child of New York, Rebecca thought she felt the bites of bed bugs. She rolled over and fell into the well in the mattress, the gunshot just a memory, perhaps only an illusion. It was quiet now. There was a smell. There were so many smells. Mildew, damp linen, trampled plants, the bananas in the glass bowl on the drain board, a whiff of what might be skunk or skunk cabbage. In the backyard, she had taken a deep breath. It had smelled as though the entire forest around her was rotting by inches. She sniffed audibly, or it would have been audible if there had been anyone to hear. Rebecca was entirely alone. She told herself that she was surprised she wasn't more frightened by the sound of the gunshot. In truth, she was terrified, but her body acknowledged the fear without her mind's concurrence, the way she had developed a bad back after her divorce when she was absolutely sure she was getting along fine. Instead of pajamas, she was wearing an old T-shirt that commemorated an exhibition of daguerreotypes at the New York Historical Society, and a pair of very old cotton panties. Her legs were like walking sticks beneath the wool blanket, stiff and tense. The quiet of the country was unnerving. She didn't find it peaceful in the least, more like the TV with the mute button pressed on the remote. Empty. Her cell phone would not work in the house, neither would her computer. She had made a terrible mistake. That was her conclusion even before the nominal gunshot, and then the noise overhead that followed. It sounded like an elevated subway train making a turn while going too fast, or like a drawer full of heavy silverware being emptied into a large metal bucket, or like the pots and pans cabinet of a kitchen when the contents are stacked precariously and the door is opened unthinkingly. Benjamin had loved to sit on the floor and play with the lids. "Are we certain those were washed thoroughly?" her husband would say dryly. Peter was English. He said everything dryly. He never offered to wash the lids.